Okay, guys, good morning. I'm really excited to be here today. Bill Rowell, in my first chance meeting you, really haven't said much of a word than hello, and I've got my mentor, Paul McCarthy, on the phone. Paul, nice to meet you, Bill.
Likewise, Ryan. Thank you for bringing me on the call.
Yeah, thank you. And here's what I've been looking at, Bill. Is I'm very big into cryptocurrency for sure, in Bitcoin, in BitClub Network, and I've been looking for the right opportunity for an actual gold company to go viral. And that there's a few things that are important there. Obviously, the integrity of the company, the leadership, the compensation plan, and all these things. And so this week I joined Carrot Bars, but I learned very quickly. It was actually an impulsive, I wouldn't say a mistake, because I always like to join other companies so I can attract other companies. I believe in diversification, and so I see that your guys' business model, I trust Paul's and leadership and his relationship with people at the top, that that this is the concept that I think that and I hear you guys are very open to working with the people in the Bitcoin industry, the technologies, to help make this. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're absolutely correct, Paul. Yes. Sorry, Ryan, what you say there. Yeah, that's correct.
So can you tell me a little bit about you and your company?
Sure. Well, let me back up a bit first, Ryan. My name is Bill Rowell. I'm here in beautiful Zurich, Switzerland. By my accent, I'm not actually Swiss. I'm Australian. Been living in Zurich for the last couple of years. And prior to that, I lived in Frankfurt, Germany for about 8 to 10 years. So I've been away from home for a long time. My industry, from 1986, I've been a self-employed entrepreneur. I owned 4 hotels over 20 years. So I got to deal with a lot of cash flow. But in 2003, I actually flew into Zurich, Switzerland to research and due diligence in an international energy fund. And I met a gold and silver, I met a bullion banker then. And as I went into the office, he said, we as a company only invest in products from the earth. And it was a pretty bizarre statement, but it resonated with me, Ryan, because I remember the dot-com era very, very well. Many of those companies were just a bucket full of air and had no intrinsic value. That was one of the reasons why Warren Buffett never invested in these companies, but I didn't listen to Warren. I invested a lot into these companies, made some money, but when the market, the bottom fell out of the market, it fell very, very fast, and I was left with things that had absolutely no value. So I knew that this bullion banker knew his stuff. In the end, to cut a long story short, I invested with them. I flew over to the States, Louisiana, walked across oil sites, gas sites, saw the oil spurting out of the ground. So I knew what I was investing in was the real deal. So I got involved with gold and silver, knowing that it was money. I wasn't brought up to understand money. I was born in Melbourne, Australia, one of 8 children, grew up on a dairy farm. Father passed away in the 1970s. So if I think about him, I just think of him working his butt off to provide a good life for us kids. Pretty simple life, but it was a good life. And I come to learn, I started to think about, why are we here? Are we here just to be goddamn enslaved to a system? And I come to realize if you want to live the free life, you've got to think differently and do things differently. So my first trip overseas from Australia as a 20-year-old basically, was to America in 1980. And it got me thinking. I took the Australian dollars, exchanged it to the American dollars, and of course I got more in those days as American dollars than what I did to the Australian dollars. And I started to think about the monetary system. Who sets the rules? Who says that this buys that much and everything else? Because I was pretty silly. I had no understanding when it came to the monetary system. But one thing's for sure, I learned over time that the monetary system is designed to transfer the wealth away from the people. So in 2008, I sold my last hotel in 2005. In 2008, I founded a Swiss company, and I've been providing precious metal services to our members in different parts of the world since then. Savings plans, so people can actually save and preserve wealth in gold and silver. And so, as I said, I'm also I'm licensed in Dubai under the Dubai Dubai Multi-Commodity Center as a gold trader. In fact, I think I have it here. I also have residency. You can see the Arabic. I also have residency in the UAE as well. Mm-hmm. I haven't got my gold trading license here, but I have that. So primarily our Swiss company, all of our gold and silver comes from Argol Haraya, Switzerland, which is a London bullion market accredited supplier. In fact, there's only 5 refineries in the world which are accredited to actually certify other producers. Argor Horizon is one of those. It provides about 20% of the world's refined gold.
Mm-hmm.
We also store in Dubai at the Loomis International London Bullion Market accredited facility, as we do in Switzerland as well. In fact, it was only this week I had one of our German leaders and Ukraine members. We can't ship to Ukraine, but they took physical delivery of some of the precious metals from our Zurich storage facility. But the true reason for us, when I've traveled the world a lot, is that most people can't afford to buy gold and silver. Yes, this paper money that we have, whether Swiss francs, US dollars, euro, is going to lose more than half of its buying power in the next 8 to 10 years. Simple as that. Which means you and I have to double our income in the next 8 to 10 years just to stay where we are. We're in quicksand. So I realize that gold and silver is a key aspect for people, but most people can't afford to buy it because they've got bills piling up and stuff like that. So the whole concept of Swiss Gold Global is a very affordable program where you can get paid to save in gold and silver. That's really the foundation for people to understand our monetary system. If you can understand it, you don't have to have fear about it, you can better prepare. Okay? The second aspect is the precious metal side. The third aspect that we're moving into now, you mentioned about the crypto world. I am no expert when it comes to crypto, Ryan, I'll be the first to admit that, but I've done a lot of research in it, and you've got to be involved in it. There's no question about that. I think it's ingenious what it actually is. Now, has it been proven in the world market, really being tested? I don't think so. But it's new, as the internet was 30, 40 years ago as well. As the dot-com boom a long time ago was in its infancy, there'll be a breakout, there'll be changes, but there's going to be some strong foundational developments left behind which will grow and develop upon that. So we at Swiss Gold Global, by the end of October, we're actually going to be building a liquid exchange, because liquidity, and you'll have to excuse me, Ryan, my mind gets going, I speak very fast.
Me too.
So I hope you don't mind that. But liquidity is really important to people. Yes, we need the paper stuff because we live in a world where digital, I'm talking government sovereign currencies, we have to buy and sell things, type of things. On the other side, we need to preserve a wealth of gold and silver, and we need to be involved with the crypto world as well. So we're building a platform now. It's well and truly into its development, but it will not come out until the end of October, where you'll be able to accept through legal, I'm talking legal cryptocurrencies, the real deal ones, with blockchains and everything.
So OneCoin's not accepted?
Yes. Where you'll be able to exchange your cryptocurrencies to precious metals. Because really I see it as this. Today, the 21st century money is going to be cryptocurrency as a payment means, as blockchain reporting. It's ingenious. I love the concept. So on one hand, with Swiss Gold Global, you're going to have the digital world, the 21st century money, let's say that. On the other hand, diversification is smart. We have gold and silver, which has been physical mining for 5,000 years. A proof of purchasing power, store value, etc. Then we're going to have the shared revenue. If you share the message of Swiss Gold Global, well, you're going to get paid commissions. You can convert those commissions directly into physical gold. Even now, we don't take any merchant fees for that. If you've got commissions, you want to convert it to physical gold and silver, you can do that. We can physically ship to you, as we do already. Or you can convert those commissions into the crypto of your choice. We'll also, in our packages, going to be offering mining as well to coins. So you're going to have mining as an aspect. You're going to have an exchange aspect with it also. And then, of course, in the end, you want to be able to get the money in your pocket, so you could, advance the quality of life, and that's really the whole idea of Swiss Gold Global, is help the average person get ahead. And pretty much that's it. Now people say, well, how can you make money from a $50 a month program? Well, we really designed it to be available. We have people involved with us for many years now from many different countries. Some countries, the average income might be $200 or $300 a month. So if coming in as a member, it's a one-time payment of $199. $50 of that is physical silver, which you can ship, which you can sell back the next day whenever you like. It's your silver to sell back. And then it's $50 per month, of which 25% of that is actually silver as well. But the whole idea primarily is for people to get paid to save in gold and silver so they can accumulate wealth and build up cash flow, because building up income, if your paper stuff's going to keep losing its buying power, is really, really a critical thing to do. If you want to get ahead, if you just want to stay where you are, you're going to have to do that, So that's a little bit about us, Ryan.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. The compensation plan, from what I understand, it's a unilevel. Is that correct? Unilevel?
Yes, yes. And Mike Sheffield Resource Network. People can check up on Mike. He is one of the gurus of compensation plan development in the US for the big companies, the billion-dollar companies. He's been a consultant to all the big firms. You'll see images of him with Gorbachev. He introduced this industry to Russia many years ago, also to China many years ago. So in the home-based business space, Mike Sheffield is really highly recognized. So being gold and silver with our strategic partners, we wanted to make sure that we had a pay plan, that it was the real deal, it was legal as well, even though regulatory things change all the time, but we wanted to start off with the right footing, and that's why we went that way. Easy to understand and transparent.
Yeah, I've actually seen a lot of big leaders in the last 24, 48 hours that have left the concept of carrot bars and come over to this one. They just see it as, and I'm not talking badly about carrot bars at all, I'm just looking at this as, again, I'm looking for something that it really makes sense for the masses out there. That's the most important thing, because we have to move very, very fast with this, getting people, diversified into gold away from their fiat money. So I just have a really good feeling about working with your guys' companies, and it sounds like you're very innovative. That's really, really important. Some of these companies, they get caught in behind the waves, and I think it's really great how you're integrating, the blockchain and Bitcoin technology into this. And also, how I'm treating gold right now basically is, instead of having my Bitcoin vault, leftover Bitcoin that I am using, I'm switching over to gold, and then I can sell that any time, correct, and turn it straight into Bitcoin and use it with my Bitcoin wallet. Is that what you're saying kind of right now?
If I understood you correctly, you broke up a bit there, Ryan. You're saying that you'd like to be able to convert your gold into crypto, or vice versa. Is that right?
That's correct.
Yes, that's exactly what we'll be doing. We'll be using some of the main exchanges to actually do this ourselves, but that's exactly what we are implementing as we speak right now. Now, again, it's not happening tomorrow. It's going to be out. We believe it's going to be fully live and operational by the end of October.
Okay, perfect.
I just did.
Yeah, what I'd like to do is, because I was I'm going to add one person to this call real fast, Bill. There are people that are watching this live on Facebook. My friend Lisa Wolf, who we've got some pretty big leaders that are going to bring them on board. Let me add her to the call, if that's okay with you.
Of course, no problem.
1 second, please. She'll bring up some really good questions and stuff, and because we're looking at bringing some very influential and very spiritual, people that see the future of gold and the health aspects as well. And that's, hey, Lisa.
Yes, good morning.
Hey, good morning. I want to introduce you to Bill Rowell, and we're on a Facebook Live message right now, Lisa, just so you know. But Bill Rowell is the CEO of Swiss Gold, and very great gentleman here. And Lisa has a radio show, Bill, so she's got quite a great following as well. Lisa, meet Bill.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Bill. Good day. It's an honor.
Likewise, thank you.
And as I had said, Lisa's in Carrot Bars right now, and is who I signed up with underneath there. But she cares about mass adoption of gold into the industry as well. And we're just not seeing potentially Carrot Bars as being that vehicle for at the moment. Lisa, would you like to kind of comment on that at all, or Bill?
Well, I think there is some legitimate concern about the structure in Carrot Bars, as far as when people, if they choose to liquidate, it seems there's rather a loss there. That I'm understanding that your system doesn't have that problem. Is that correct?
Yeah, I know a little bit about Carrot Bars, Lisa, so maybe I can just, when I say a little bit, they've been around for a while, before that was KB Gold, I believe. Let me give you how we operate. I'm not here to blow anyone else's candle out or do this. I can only tell you who we are and how we operate. Now, as a member of Swiss Gold Global, you know, everyone buys their gold at 2.97% above the market spot, of which 1% of that commission goes back to the members, of course. Am I still there? Have I dropped out?
No, you're here, buddy.
Okay, I just couldn't see Ryan. I thought I dropped out. So everyone buys the gold at 2.97% above the market spot. You buy it in the bullion form. Now, one of the biggest problems and misunderstandings in the precious metal industry is when people are buying small denominated weighted bars or ingots. For example, let's say right now a gold gram is $45 a gram. And to produce a gram product, it's going to cost roughly at the refinery. I'm talking about a Swiss refiner now. I know what they cost. They're not the cheapest, but you can rely on the certification and the quality. It's going to cost about $20. So $20 on a gram ingot is nearly 45 to 50% above the market spot. Straight away, because you're paying for the conversion price, you're paying for the production of the 1 gram bar. Now, on the same thing, if Ryan was to, instead of taking his grams, converting it into 1 gram or 2 gram bars, and was converted into a 5 gram bar or a 50 gram bar, like the one I have, I've got one here, I think, like a 50 gram bar, straight away his percentage over spot, it's still only going to cost him $20 to $30 to convert. So his percentage over spot is brought down to 3 or 4% above market spot, a significant difference in 45% above the market spot price. This is one of the biggest challenges that companies actually face. Now, how we operate, I can only speak about ourselves, is we operate 2 ways. We have people, many different countries. I think I mentioned Ukraine before, many different parts of the world where we cannot physically ship products. So what we allow people in these countries to do, for example, the ruble's under a huge inflationary effect right now, as many other currencies around the world, and we can't ship to many of these countries. So what we do, we allow these people to actually buy their bullion at 2.97% above market spot, whether it's gold or whether it's even whether it's silver. Mm-hmm. We allow them to do that. So they're accumulating the ounces of gold and silver in their liquid bullion account, which is held at the Argo Horizon refinery. But all of a sudden, my friends from Ukraine says, I'm popping over to Zurich, Bill. I know you can't ship. I want to pick it up. He says, can you convert my grams of bullion to this 50 gram bar? So we go and convert it for him. He pays $30 for that. He gets his percentage over spot very, very, very low. So the spread is very, very low for that. On the other side, he says, Bill, he's been holding his grams or ounces of gold or silver for 2 or 3 years. He needs to liquidate some. He still only has a hold in his saver account. He liquidates. There's no sellback fee from us. Whatever the price is, that's the price that he gets. So his gold still only costs him at 2.97% above market spot, and he gets the money, the price, whatever it was, at the time that he actually sold. That's how we operate. It's a very liquid system. It allows us to go into countries where we can't physically ship, but it gives these people the opportunity to be able to convert their failing currencies in one respect into tangible wealth, diversify out of their country as well, which is also important, and also to be very liquid. If they want to take physical possession, yes, they can do that. They then convert their grams into the physical product, whatever weight they want, which they can physically ship. So that's generally how we operate, Lisa. If people could hear that, hear what I said there.
Definitely, that's wonderful. Lisa, you got some more questions. I think to spice this up a little bit, let's kind of talk about, Bill, you got extreme knowledge on gold. Let's talk about the Illuminati, the Rothschilds for a second. Let's talk about what are these big players in the industry doing, some of the quotes that they've been talking about in the last week, they're like, gold, right?
Well, they're buying up gold. Listen, when I was introduced to gold and silver, Ryan, as I said to you, the first thing that this man said to me in 2003 in Zurich, Switzerland, and I had no financial education. I ran 4 hotels which I owned, dealt with a lot of cash flow. But when he asked me what money was, you know what? I felt pretty damn stupid because I didn't know how to answer the question. I didn't know how to answer what is money. But it got me thinking. I'd never been taught what money is. I'd just been taught to work hard to get it, but didn't understand how it should actually, what the characteristics of money should actually be. So that was really my involvement into that. But he said to me, he said the reason why he called gold the money of kings, and he said throughout history, these are his words: rulers of empires, royalty, and the financial elite have always put part of their wealth, part of their paper wealth, into physical gold. He said it may only be 3%, now this is 2003, mind you, to 5%. In times like today, I know that some of the big hedge fund managers are actually holding up to 30% in the funds in precious metals. So with Swiss Gold Global, we give, I'm an ordinary guy, we give the ordinary person the ability from as little as $25 a month, even with a free account from $25 a month, to buy the gold at 2.97% above market spot, to preserve and build their wealth. So that's really who we are.
So that's your storage right there. That includes your storage fee, because I used to own like 50 grand of gold and silver just chilling in my closet in a Berber bag thing, and it was a pain in the ass. Like, I was young, I thought I was cool because I had all this cash that someone could jack and steal from me at any point. You know, as a young kid showing off or whatever, being, you know. And so to me, gold, and my other gold experience in life is obviously I got married. One second, my daughter. Okay, I'll be right there, honey. I'll be right there, sweet. So, you know, I got married. I've been married for 6 years, and I got divorced. And so I tell the funny story that my wedding ring, because it was a three-piece, it couldn't be resized because it was a custom made. And my friend had made it for me, put me 2 carats of diamonds around it, but I couldn't resize it. So I had these studs put in the diamond ring, and those studs to keep the ring from sliding. So I had always in pain wearing gold. These are my 2 stories of owning gold, okay? So being married, which I'm now divorced and everything is all good, but during that whole time of being married, I was actually in pain because of the gold that was on my hand. So it's kind of funny just kind of looking at, and now here I find myself, I just want to have this on video and share it with you, you know, in our path is we all have our story about gold. But the story that I see moving forward, it's more than just a paycheck. This is a story of freedom, and it's a story of, like you said, why are we here? What was your calling? I've just really been led to believe that we are here on this earth united. If you looked at, we all have this sales experience out there. We all have this drive to make lots of money and have success and share that success with others. But why are we really here? I always say, if not this, then what? Like, what leads us to where you and I are just talking today? I'm talking to CEO with no shirt on today, just waking up on a nice, you know, whatever day of the week it is here in, you know, bright and shiny Seattle. So what led us to this moment here? And for the people that are listening to the call on this Facebook Live and the hundreds of thousands of people that will see this video, because I believe we were here to set mankind for free. I am led to believe that this moment in life, you and me and Lisa and Paul McCarthy and all the leaders that choose to join us are here to really share with the world why gold has been taken from us, why have we been enslaved, how we have been enslaved, and the real reason, and the health benefits and the future ascension of the mind, you know, just the advancement of mankind in health aspects and freedom aspects, and I'm just sharing this with you, and the freedom that we feel inside that will help us all radiate as being better people. If you want to take our evolution down to that simple little step right there, psychology, if you will, you know.
Well, Ryan, if I may just say this, you know, Swiss Gold Global is more than just a gold company and a silver company. We also have personal development programs. I mean, essentially, we're all brothers and sisters. We all come from the same place. Regardless of our belief, we're going to go back to the same place, and we can't take anything with us. So we should live life to the fullest right now.
Hey, but you know what? But one thing to stop you there is, the one thing we can take with us, I do believe, is our karma that we've earned on this earth.
We take our human consciousness of growth, and the only reason we live under this monetary system that really imprisons people, because we as humans have allowed it for our lack of conscious awakening. So to me, I could get right into the subject too, Ryan.
Yes.
You may know from looking at Swiss Gold Global, you'll see people such as Bob Proctor from the movie The Secret. Now, I've been working with Bob since, you know, coming from a farm in country Australia. I've worked with him very hard on his programs for many years, because I didn't come from a farm, one of 8 children, father, a motor mechanic and a farmer, owning 4 hotels and a Swiss company. It just didn't happen overnight. Something had to change in me.
Right,
I wasn't just, you know, struck by lightning and said, you are going to be this, you know. I had to work at it, of course. And so to me, personal development programs, developing your inner being, see, wealth is an inside job. So when you look at Swiss Gold Global, yes, we have the gold, yes, we have the silver, you have the income opportunity, which is really important because people need cash flow today big time, but we need the wisdom and the knowledge as well. And so we also have, within our facility at Swiss Gold Global, coaching programs, which is from Bob Proctor, from Sandy Gallagher, from Proctor Gallagher Institute. We have Carolina Oliveris, who's a US international lawyer from the US that does coaching calls every month with our group members, free. And she was actually the first, she co-authored with Robert Kiyosaki his first educational program. She lectures in universities in the United States. She loves what we do. And in fact, she's doing a coaching call this Monday coming up for our people. We have Don and Nancy Fowler, wonderful people from the MLM space. Many people may know their names. They built an organization of over 800,000 people in the home-based business industry, wrote the book, Earn Your Life, the 45-second presentation that will change your life. They're not in our company, but every month they provide a free call to our members so they can give back to our members so they can also have a better life. So we have much more than just the gold and silver. Yes, we are called Swiss Gold Global, but we're more than just that.
Yes, and Bill, I'm just really excited because you are bringing credibility to the industry. Let's just talk about Bob Proctor for a second. So what is your friend, your relationship to him as a friend, and what is his relationship to at the deepest level with Swiss Gold? Does he own Swiss Gold?
Yes, he's got Swiss Gold, but he doesn't own Swiss Gold Global. No, I'm the owner of Swiss Gold Global.
No, does he own? Is he as a member? As a member?
No, he's not a member of Swiss Gold Global. No. Bob won't affiliate himself with that. He'd like to, of course, but he's got to be, of course, independent as well. But I spent a lot of time with Bob, and you'll probably, if you do a bit of research, even though we're pretty quiet the way we do things with a company, although I think that's going to change with people like you, Ryan. I mean that positively.
Oh, yes, of course.
But you'll see photos of myself with Bob Proctor on stage in Los Angeles holding a gold logie because he calls me the gold man. But I had to say, Bob, this is a gold logie. It weighed about 13 kilos, I think, but I said it's only gold plated. It's worth about $200 or $300. I pulled out of my wallet one of my 1 ounce coins and said, this is about $1,300. So, understanding the importance of gold, even a gold medalist, the US did very well in the recent Olympics. A gold medal where these people have trained their lives painfully for many years only contains less than 6% of gold. So, yeah, I love the subject when it comes to gold. And Bob is an advocate. He provides his programs for us. And how I really got connected to him, I went to one of his events. I've been to his events pretty much all over the world. But I was at one of his events in 2008, I think it was, and I walked up to him and gave him an ounce of gold. Looked him in the eye and said, Bob, I just want to thank you. You've really helped change my life from where I was to where I've been. It's been a long journey, but really the awakening of my mind, believing in myself from a young country kid, the programs definitely helped me, and they continue. I still do it daily now, and so does Bob. Bob's in his young 80s. Very active, very fit, on the go.
Man.
He still carries a gold card in his pocket, and still very, very motivated to support people around the world.
Well, I think he should really. That may be his decision at this point, not to actually be part, of the company. But I think, especially at his age, you got to take that leap of faith, and that you really. It's hard. It's easy to take that leap of faith if you know that you really can't go higher than gold in this lifetime. I just have really been into the karma behind gold, the transfer of energy, let's say like you're talking about, a U.S. medalist gets a medal. That gold right there, look at all that represented getting up to that point, that basically that energy is infused in that gold coin there, all the hardcore training, for that gold. Like this, it may just be something that's made as just gold, right? But it's everything that's behind it. When you get married, that transfer of a physical object in the physical realm backed by all your thoughts, by something that's been around forever. And I'm just, it just is so amazing. So I'm led to believe that even when we do business, like you're just giving someone a gift in gold, or we're working full gold in the transfer and it's going into the right place rather than the wrong place. I really think there's a karma behind that. And what I'm seeing is this natural karma more so than any other, I'm not a company, I'm calling this an opportunity out there, where I'm seeing greatness come into people's lives, not in just the form of a paycheck, but in other aspects of their life, because they're on the right life path, which I believe is the gold redistribution across the globe.
Absolutely right. Well, it's about gratitude, isn't it? You know, when I look at a gold medal, I don't look at it, you know, I know what it's made of because I've researched it. But I look at the man or the woman behind that gold medal. If I fly in the Airbus A380, which I do, and I just love this aircraft, you can have a shower in it if you like, you know. I look at, you know, since the Wright brothers, 100 years of development, millions and millions of hours of engineering. I have gratitude for my safety and the comfortability of flying internationally, or the cars and things we have today, the conveniences that we have today. It comes back to the gratitude. It had to come from somewhere. It's this collective mind. So personal development, I can certainly get into a long call with this, Ryan, because it's a deep passion. It's a deep passion of mine as well. It's the purpose behind the company.
That's really good right there to know. It's good to hear those words come out of your mouth. I mean, it's just, you know, sometimes it's just the energy behind something. I remember I had a Mercedes, you know, CLS 500, then I had a BMW X5, and now I'm back to a Mercedes Benz again. It was, you can have the leather seats, you can have the car, you can be sitting there, but when you're, it's the personality behind it. It's what it represents. It's everything. There's more than just screws and leather and metal putting together into a car, for example, a Ferrari versus a Lamborghini. It's the personality, it's the energy put into something, and there's so much put behind gold, you know, especially when it's mined properly, and, you know, we don't have blood diamonds and stuff like that kind of type thing taking place. You know, it's all about that.
That's a good point, Ryan. So when people go to our site, or we'll go to your site and see Swiss Gold Global, you'll see a report called the Sustainability Report. So people ask me, why do you only deal with one refiner? And I tell them this: there is a dark side to mining. There's a dark side to the textile industry. There's a dark side to pretty much any industry, to be quite honest. And so I can sit here and look in your eyes very clearly and say that all of our gold and silver, where it's sourced and where it's refined, does not come from these places. Argo Horizon, when you read their sustainability report, and I encourage people to do it, what the Swiss do. I mean, the Swiss are known for quality, integrity. You know, what happens in gold mines, a lot of it, you know, they get the cyanide and different things. Mercury goes back in the water systems, destroys towns and things like this. Well, I've been up in the highlands of New Guinea in the jungles, and I've seen this. Now, you won't get that with Argo Horizon. There's been a London bullion market accredited refiner who they are. They are very conscious of where they're sourcing their mine, and I certainly don't want to be buying gold knowing that some kid's got a gun put to his head to get down this hole, because this is what happens in reality in parts of the world. There's a dark side of this. So every day I get phone calls, or each week phone calls. People want to say, I can get you some gold from here or from there. Hello there.
This is Ava, my oldest.
What was the name? Sorry.
This is Ava. She's my oldest. She's probably one of the smartest. She is one of the smartest girls at her age I've ever met. Right here. He works in the gold business. He's a big boss right here. Yeah, she's a smart girl.
Not so big. I'm calling you from Zurich, but I'm from the Kangaroo Lands, Australia. Nice to meet you.
Have you been to France? She wants to go to France. That's She wants to go to France this year with my mom.
I'm going to France.
She's going to France. You hear this? Like, she knows what she wants, and right, man?
Next year.
Next
year. You're going to France. Yes. Yeah.
Well, she knows the rules. You've got to seed in the mind first, don't you? Congratulations, Ava. I wish you a very wonderful trip. France is a beautiful place. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
She speaks French. She's been learning French. Say something else, man.
Ennui.
Ennui?
You didn't say it right.
How do you say it?
Bon ennui.
You made it. That was a different word. Bon ennui.
Well, I've been living in Europe for many years, Ava, and I'm not very good at languages, but I know many people here in Switzerland, for example. Most people speak 2 or 3 languages. You know, I know many people who speak 5 and 6 languages, but I'm not one of them, unfortunately. So yeah, good on you. Keep doing your French.
For sure. So yeah, lots of fun. So yeah, we're about ready to go back to school this week. So I want you to know it's my intention, Bill, to represent a gold company, and I believe it is yours, to bring a massive team to the United States and be known as, I mean, in my meditations, it has been that the gold, we had the gold rush before, but this is the online gold rush. There's always an online version of something that's already taken place, right? And this will be the online gold rush like no other. So I look forward to working with you and bringing it to the biggest financial, parts of town where I live in Seattle area, and helping my friends across the United States and radiate that across the globe.
Thank you, Ryan. I really appreciate that. And, any questions that you or your team have, you can be very direct with me, and I can just tell you as it is. And if I can't answer it, I'll have to find the question. But we're all about diversification. We're about building income, revenues, which is really important. Diversification into gold, silver, and of course, the new crypto modules will come out later on. And most importantly, I think the key is education as well, renewing of your mind through good programs. So I think that's a great key.
Well, I also want to throw out there.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, definitely in the future. I definitely see. I like what you guys are doing with your life coaching and helping people become better people. I think it would really behoove the company as well to have. I'm working with a microalgae company over here in Klamath Falls. It's top of the grade, like a 10 out of 10. And I see down the road a fusion of gold on a health level injected into a product line that we can help people live more like a magnesium diet, so their thoughts are more clear instead of doing more into iron. We're talking about metals here, right? And there's more to it. We'll talk more about that later on, but there's a lot. I'm excited.
Well, colloidal gold and colloidal silver has been around for a very long time, and they have very unique properties, special properties, but I'm no expert in that area, to be quite honest. But you're absolutely correct in what you say, Ryan. Yes, I agree with you.
I have the expert to connect you with what I got, something I have to bring to the table for sure. So
I'd like to say, Bill, I'm really happy to hear you talking about the sustainability, because in the circles that I move in of people who are concerned about the health of the earth and not participating in practices that harm the earth, that's one of the big questions that we get, is where the gold is sourced. And so that's very encouraging.
Thank you, Lisa. Well, the thing is, it's not just about us. I mean, we just had Ava, Ryan's daughter, here. It's about her. It's about her future generations, her children, her children's children. So, and what I see as I travel also around the world is that people are just so busy trying to survive, they don't even think about the next generation because they're so busy just trying to put bread and butter on the table to pay their bills.
Sad. It is so sad that they fall into these routines where their children come home and they just watch television. They never get to go out there and travel the world and really experience life. And they need to stop selling for the less than and be open to the extraordinary. I mean, I've been able to take my children around the globe. Ava's been to Hawaii 3 times. The blessings that I've been able to, and I don't say that as bragging, but that's just a small taste what's to come for all of us as we completely loosen up the current financial situation and show the world how it is done properly.
Listen, the consciousness awakening, it's the time.
I'm really loud, Bill.
Thank you.
I'm really, really loud. I'm going to let you know. I will get the message out there now that we have the vehicle here very, very quickly.
Well, thank you so much, Ryan. I really thank you, Lisa, and of course Paul for the introduction there. And again, we have a lot to do as a company. We're not perfect. But we'll do our best to keep providing and growing our services, and we look forward to launching our crypto modules at the end of October. And again, any questions that you have, you're most welcome to come back to us and be very direct.
Thank you, Bill. I can't wait to meet you in person and shake your hand, okay? We'll be moving for our teams, and I will be bringing my crypto teams over to diversify as well at this time. So thank you so much.
My pleasure, Ryan. Thank you, Lisa, and thank you, Paul, and nice to meet you, Ava.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Lisa.
Hey, Paul, can I talk to you for a second? Thank you, Bill.
Yeah, no problem. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm booting you. Paul? One second, I'm almost done, guys. We're gonna call Paul McCarthy up real fast. 1 second, please, guys. Whoops. Yeah, baby.
Can you now share one of the cinnamon stuff?
Yeah, sure, man. Go ahead, help yourself. Okay, we gotta wait for Tim on that. Okay.